Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about Bitcoin, what's going on, why is it down 5% on the day, what is happening, and also the good things that are coming in the crypto market, what is next for crypto, and we're going to talk about Ecomi and VeVe, mainly in VeVe a little bit about user growth, user sentiment, but also about the Venomizer drop. So I think we got a lot to talk about in this next hour. So all of that is going on right after the intro. Stay tuned. So, good morning to all of you. What is going on? Good to see you all here active in the chat. I see Jordan has commented that he was first, and indeed he was first here. That is because he has an unfair advantage of still being up there on the other side of the world. Just joking. And we have Green Lantern here in the house, Patrick Bultman, G-Money, so the Rare Hodler lineup is already here. So guys, make sure to smash up the like button right now for the stream, to pump the stream out to everyone. Green Lantern has the right to shill laptop in the chat. And yeah, if you want to support this channel, then obviously liking is the best way to help me out here. And if you want to do more than that, then you can become a Rare Hodler like all the Rare Hodlers that we have here on the screen. So I thank each and every one of you. That time of the stream, of the videos, is always for you, the sponsors of my channel. So thank you very much for that. And make sure to be subscribed with notifications on so you never miss out on anything. But enough with the advertisement, let's jump right in. And by the way, why did we have Janet Yellen in this stream, although Bitcoin is going down? And I think I want to start with this because it's super funny. The reason is because whenever I see Janet Yellen, I have to think about two things. That video that I just showed in the beginning, and about bananas. So I had to show this first because Yellen was on TV. She is strongly opposed to auditing the Fed, who would have known, but someone else made this part of the TV actually worth watching, and that is someone putting a photobomb in for buying Bitcoin, behind her and her bodyguards. So yeah, that was funny. And so this sign now, and this is the news here, this sign was auctioned off for 16 BTC. So whoever made that made a killing. I mean, that person probably made more money with that sign than in their entire life. So for that sign, for that photobomb, that's why we have the video in here. So so yeah, Yellen shielded first, and there we go, right? So, but okay, two more serious topics. So Bitcoin down. Why? Yeah. I think the reason why is also coming from US government, I would say. And before we even watch what happened, let's look at it quickly. So this is the 4-hourly chart, and it's down 5% from where we have just been a couple of days ago. We had been at 67K. We see a big sell-off candle from yesterday. And if we look at it at the daily, we also see what's happening. A little bit down here. It's as if it was predicted. Okay. I'm not saying that my prediction has anything to do with that, because I couldn't know what is happening. But the reason for that might be this. So Joe Biden, president of the US, not to say that he is really leading the country, but he apparently proposed, this is not through, but proposed a 44.6% capital gains tax. That's like very much higher than it was before. I'm not exactly sure how much, but he also proposed a 25% tax on unrealized gains in the US. 25% on unrealized gains. These proposals will not go through. Pretty sure of it. But nevertheless, the market hates when you want to touch the invested money. And I think these, from a man that is reading the teleprompter with the pause instruction, I think you can expect that this probably is not going through and that this even could be a little bit of a mistake. Yeah, tell him he's dreaming. Yeah, so I think either if you do this, probably everyone with money from the US will move to Dubai finally, as already many people from the crypto sphere did from Europe and the US. So I don't think that this is going through unless you want that your capital is completely leaving the market. But that is the reason probably that we had the sell-off yesterday, because this is the single worst event that I could find for explaining this, other than maybe that the founders of, what was it, from this Bitcoin wallet have been arrested or have been sentenced. So yeah, but let's talk about the grand scheme of things, because I mean, this is a small bump in the road, and the more you zoom out, the more it becomes clear that this little 5% sell-off is a nothing burger compared to what we just went through 3 times. I mean, look at this. We had 3 sell-offs of 15%, 16%, and you want to tell me that you are scared now? You want to tell me that you are a little bit worried now about Bitcoin? No, not at all. We are not worried because of that. And some people, also in my Rare Hodler group, people were asking me after yesterday's stream and the stream before if I really believe that Bitcoin is going down to 52K. And I would say no. I don't believe that this is happening. I just have to consider the scenario that this could be happening. And if it happens, there will be a lot of blood in the streets in the altcoin market. So until we see a definitive breakout to either one of the sides of this bull flag, as for now, I would consider this a bull flag. I would have to consider, okay, if this bull flag breaks, then this is my target of 52. Now let's also talk about the upside, because obviously this can just revert to the upside and challenge our resistance line on the upside. And that is where I would say, now we have to get out of the logarithmic quickly, that this is correct. I don't know. Do we want to have a flagpole that is like this? Probably, right? So, okay. Then what's the target on this? Here. So then if we break this to the upside, you would say the target is 102K, right? So let's put let's make this realistic and put a 102,000 target in here, and let's put a worst case scenario target of 52K. Okay, so that would be the 2 scenarios. The ideal scenario is to wiggle in this as long as possible and break it to the upside, so that we realign with our market cycles, so that all indicators cool off, so that the fear and greed index is cooled off. But basically that would be my 2 possibilities. And then there are always people like, oh, Patient Hodler, you're saying it can either go up or down, thanks for nothing. Well, that's actually the way, right? At least I can say, if this breaks, it goes up. If this breaks, it goes down to those levels. That's what I would expect. So this is coincidence that it's now moving exactly like I have drawn it in. But if it comes back down to challenge, we have already a lot of challenges of the support, so we could be having a sell-off, right? Yeah, exactly. Up or down, it is all of TA. Exactly, and that's why we have to put in fundamentals in the mix. So we're not going purely by TA. I just think that TA sometimes shows what the market, where the market sentiment is going, in which direction it is going. Because I mean, after this high here, you have this resistance, and then we had it challenged again, so you knew if you get rejected here, you come back down to this level. So it works, right? Because you basically see where a lot of traders would start accumulating and start selling, right? So yeah, there is a big psychological barrier at 100K. That is very true, Green Lantern. So maybe we should put our target at, maybe we should put our expectancy at 99,000, where we would experience a big rejection, right? So maybe we should do it like this. Or we say, oh no, we go with the full range on 102K because it will overshoot or so. But yeah, you're right. I think Green Lantern is right, so we can adjust by this. And this is a fundamental. Pure TA would say, no, 102K. But this is a pure fundamental, and here we would just take the support line because would we really go to 52K, everyone would be, oh, that's good buying opportunity, right? I have to get into the market. And probably we're never going to see this, but this would be my worst case. So let's put this a worst case scenario, and that is our best case breakout scenario for this, and then we have to reassess, right? But I think, Jordan says, I think it's super useful for short term and completely irrelevant for long term. I think I think it's irrelevant for the long term, depending on how you define the long term. And I think it's valid for the short term for getting a good entry. So if you want to buy something and you want a good entry, I think it is relevant because your entry will be more or less short term. I mean, it really depends. So for example, if you take the Ecomi chart, it really depends on on TA, if you spend $1,000 for 1 million OMI, or if you spend $500 for 1 million OMI. And that is a very short range, and that is a very huge difference in my opinion, right? So I'd say it has some validity, yeah, I would say. So let's talk about what is coming as good for Bitcoin, because I see way more good than bad, and this is also why I believe the chances are higher for us to break this to the upside into the direction of 100K than to the downside. It just probably takes some time. Okay, so one of the things is that in 1 week, on the 30th of April, actually that's in 5 days, Hong Kong spot Bitcoin ETFs will begin trading. And not only that, together with it, I mean, this Bitcoin magazine, I don't know why they don't outline this, but also Ethereum spot ETFs, the first ever, will be trading in Hong Kong. And that is where Hong Kong sets a sign for the rest of the market, right? First of all, they will have Ethereum ETFs. And secondly, they rather bring it fast to trading. So maybe a sign that we could expect some more Ethereum ETFs in the future, and then we will see, will Ethereum pump on the trading day? Will there be enough volume to make Ethereum pump? If Ethereum pumps, it will probably lead the way for the altcoin market as well to go crazy. So that is definitely happening. So there was more on this. Where is this? Yeah, so here a little bit for the ETFs that are trading in Hong Kong. What you see here is these are the 3 ETFs, the Bitcoin ETFs, and they are now in the same period, like the race to the bottom with the fees, to attract as much as possible from the initial trading volume. So you see here, the management fee is 0.99, so almost a 1%. So that's closer to GBTC. and Bosira has 0.6, and then Harvest came out and with a 0% fee in the beginning and then a 0.3% after 6 months. So they have the lowest fees to attract the capital. So this is really a fee war, so to say, right? When Dogecoin ETF. I think it's not. I mean, why not, right? You could technically do that because Dogecoin is, as far as I know, similar to a Bitcoin, wouldn't be a security. So why not? There could be something. The question is if asset managers expect enough volume in that. What I could imagine is like that in the future, in a couple of years, there are market ETFs. So once all of the top 50 are non-securities, that you have an ETF that is like all the top 50 coins, right? You can just buy them in an ETF or all like that as like you have categories. For example, Oracle, that you have an Oracle ETF that is 40% Chainlink and then 60% all of the other competitors or stuff like that, right? Or that you have a layer 1 ETF where they are where the 50% Ethereum and then 50% all layer 1s that are good, right? So could be something like 50% Ethereum, 20% Solana, 10%, I don't know, like 10% VeChain, stuff like that, right? US has to follow Hong Kong on ETH, agreed. And there's actually a little bit of something to that with the ETFs. So what we see here from James Seyfert, he's like super educated in that field of law, and he says bunch of movement on the Ethereum ETFs from multiple issuers and the SEC. Grayscale just filed the S3 prospectus for converting ETH, the Ethereum trust. So there's like the GBTC trust that they converted into the Bitcoin ETF. So they filed for conversion. Then expected and standard SEC delayed the decisions on Grayscale and Franklin. So that is absolutely normal. And then BlackRock filed amendment to their 19B4 ETH ETF application. That is exactly the amendments that they filed for Bitcoin as well. Now they already know more or less what they have to do. Again, many people are saying that the ETFs will not come so soon and that it probably takes a year. I would say the likelihood is very high that they come already in May. And maybe I'm wrong on this, but the reasons for the Bitcoin ETF being approved were that there were already futures ETFs and that the overlap with the current market is 99% in price action. We have the Ethereum futures ETF already approved by the SEC, and their overlap with the market price action is 99%. Secondly, BlackRock has filed for Bitcoin ETF and they won. BlackRock, remember when everyone was like, okay, probably we're going to get the Bitcoin ETFs, when it was not certain that we get them, because BlackRock filed for it, and BlackRock never loses except of one time when they filed for something. Only one time when BlackRock filed for something, they lost. And now BlackRock is filing again. I think all of these asset managers want to capitalize on the alt season that is coming with Ethereum, and then maybe even they are going to put a bunch of altcoin ETFs on the road to be approved. But I think they know what's coming and they want to capitalize on fees and they want to just take part in this market, and I think they will push into the politics, also into the SEC, to get the stuff approved. And if you're BlackRock and you're literally one of the most powerful companies in the world, together with your powerful co-opetition, your powerful competitors like Fidelity and so on, you're just pushing hard to get what you want. And they want this money. They don't want to be sidelined anymore. So I think the chances we're going to follow this closely, but the chances that we're getting this Ethereum ETF and that actually could spark somewhat of an altcoin rally, I think they are not too bad. Let's put it that way. Okay, so Then one quick thing here, the hash rate of Bitcoin mining difficulty reaches new all-time high of 88.1 trillion. Yeah, that's the mining difficulty. So miners are mining like crazy. We have a new countdown until the next halving, but let's first enjoy this one here. So that is interesting. So no, usually this increase also pushes the price higher. Actually, there's also one thing that needs to be corrected. So we have shown before that the price at the halving of mining a Bitcoin was jumping up to 77K. Actually, the average price on all miners, on all mining operations, is only 52,000, which would perfectly align with our floor, absolute floor of 52,000 a year. Probably for some miners it's higher, so again, you can make the argument that it's not going to go bad for a long time. Okay, so and then we have this. This here is what BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF achieved. They achieved in 71 days the same asset under management as gold ETF in 808 days. So in only 72 days, they you see it here. This is the gold ETF. This is the Bitcoin ETFs. So we went just straight to assets under management from there. Probably we're going to outperform this gold ETF from BlackRock. And if you have seen yesterday's stream, you have seen like the little Bitcoin market cap compared to the 12 trillion and all the other assets. So if we can go equal to the Bitcoin gold, to the gold ETF of BlackRock, maybe that's also like a sign that we are going to be on par at some point with the gold market cap, right? I mean, if in BlackRock people are investing as much in Bitcoin as they do in gold, then we will see, right? Yeah, exactly. Probably. So Jordan is probably becoming a rare hodler when I become a Jordan Reese subscriber, right? So probably you should subscribe to each other. Yeah. You never know. You never know. Jordan says, imagine a ETH ETF gets approved next month. 100%, 100% go ETH rally. Absolutely. And then we have this. So thank you to Green Lantern for this one, who posted this in the Rare Hodler group. I think this is interesting to see as well. The biggest Bitcoin short squeeze is technically in front of us, and actually would tie more into the bullish scenario here. So we have a 9.7 billion worth of shorts that would get liquidated if Bitcoin does a 15% move. Interesting, right? So there are a ton of shorts stacked up. Jordan says, how is that? What's the process? Oh, the process is only subscribing to the YouTube channel, and if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, then you get an invite to our Rare Hodler Telegram group, and where we are discussing stuff, right? So that's for all of the big supporters of this channel. On the other hand, I will have to subscribe to your channel. That would be funny. The only winner in this thing would be though YouTube, that is picking fees on both our subscriptions. Anyways, I do this once BTC goes over 100k. Okay, agreed. And then we have a party on around the Ecomiverse, right? So everyone, you have to subscribe to Jordan Reese YouTube channel. If you didn't, every Monday they're doing the around the Ecomiverse, talking everything Ecomi and VeVe. But the Bitcoin shorts here, So if we have an unexpected pump, it will pump so hard because of all the stacked shorts that are on the exchanges here. So that could, I mean, what would that be if we look in our, so from here where we are right now, that is only, oh, that's not much. That would be exactly, if you only pump, you only have to pump back to the all-time high, and you would liquidate those shorts. That would be huge. I mean, and actually, the more shorts that they are stacking, the more the price gets magnetized to liquidate this first, right? So maybe this is the point where you would re-challenge this level. So you only need to, yeah, you need to kind of overshoot this by a small percentage, put in a new small all-time high. That would trigger, that would basically trigger, but you would already have a breakout out of this bull flag anyway. So the question is if people are going to close their shorts. Jordan says, yep, up to episode 71 next. You're always welcome. Yes, I have to come back to around the Ecomiverse for sure. I've been traveling a lot lately, so this was a little bit difficult, but I will try to make an appearance there. Okay, let's move on here, and yeah, let's kind of, with this dip, let's look at the Bitcoin dominance quickly with the dip here that we had. So actually the Bitcoin dominance did not benefit from that in terms of going up. We're still going down on Bitcoin dominance, meaning that at the moment the altcoins are having a more stable time to Bitcoin than they had before. Overall, nothing has changed to yesterday in terms of the weekly. So yeah, we could see a retest here before we go higher, if we go higher. So let's look at the altcoins. Altcoins, how are we doing? We are actually this is incredible. Okay, that's not what we want to see. This is what we want. This is incredible in my opinion. That is the logarithmic version here. This is incredible how we are on par again, or exactly on the lines with this. And by the way, just to outline this, so if we are suspecting that this sell-off is this sell-off, right? So we are still a little bit left translated in that sense, whereas we were pretty much in line all the time until basically until the Bitcoin ETFs, and then we went out. But now that this effect has gone, we could see more, and with sideways, I mean between 70,000 and 60,000 sideways action for, yeah, I'd say we could see it another 20 days, and there would be nothing unusual to it, and then we should see the entire market go up. So I'd say another month or so sideways would be no problem at all for us here. But it's incredible how we are on track with this prediction, right? I mean, yeah, let's see. And it always looks like, oh, any second we have to pump. No. The times. So we have from where we are right now, and some altcoins are even a buy for me right now, but we have right now from where we are a 72% move only to put a new all-time high into our market cap for the altcoins. So that is like the entire market needs to do it 72%. So that is not bad, right? That means for many altcoins, they're doing multiples when this happens. And that would only bring us to here, to halfway there. And then we still have the altcoin season. So I'd say the push that we need is this, which is also where I expect us to react, just like here. And then the altcoin season, right? So by the way, if this holds all true, we would already be done with our altcoin season in September, which would be crazy, right? and or maybe you have this final push here and then you are in March 25. So this could definitely be happening. But and there is no reason why this should be exactly happening like this. It's just funny to watch it. But I mean, this could also be like, this could also go like this, go out of this balance, correct, and go on. So yeah, it's just funny to watch. So altcoins on track, I would say. Finally, let's already move to Ecomi, and we have a little bit more for VeVe to talk about, I'd say. So literally nothing new for Ecomi, so we can make that very, very quickly today. There's nothing new for Ecomi, and because the price has not moved since 2 days, like literally not moved. Sorry for the lines here. Let me get rid of the stuff here that I drew without wanting to draw it. So we are still in this accumulation, or we are back in this accumulation range for Ecomi. Nothing new, literally. There's nothing that we can talk about. But Jordan, that is exactly what I meant. Like TA told us that if we don't break this to the upside, we are coming down in this range. It happened, right? So what was the takeaway here? If you're not breaking out here, you can put your buy orders back down here, and that's exactly what happened. So I think that way of doing TA saved some people that were watching the stream and wanted to buy Ecomi a little bit of money, right? Instead of getting in here at $800 for $1 million, they now could get it for $570 for $1 million. So I think there is reason to use some TA at some point to get a good entry, right? Are you investing more money into VeVe or altcoins at the moment? Very, very little at the moment, to be honest, because also I have some other costs at the moment and I don't want to overextend, so I'm very slow on the buying side. Also, with the altcoins, we have the exclusive problem in Germany that if you have altcoins that you bought and you don't hold them for a year and you sell them, you have to pay income tax on top of it. Not only capital gain tax, but your income tax. So this means that you want to have your altcoin bags holding already over a year so that you can sell them tax free if you hold them longer. So that's the reason for the altcoins. That also applies to VeVe, right? So that also applies to the VeVe collectibles, which I don't know, probably is still valid to buy. So if here and there I want to buy a secret rare of the 40 edition ones, but I'm still looking at the prices to maybe go even lower for these 40 edition secret rares to get some more of those. Currently I have 3 of those. 3 that I like. I'm still looking for one more that I like. I bought the black suit Spider-Man. Actually, what am I talking about? Let's pull up Stacker. Yeah. So there we go. So I can show you. I cannot show you all of my transactions because Stacker doesn't have all of my transactions, but I can show you the latest. Yeah, me too. I also. So my latest purchase was the Black Suit Spider-Man on drop. I got this one here on drop, and before that I bought some small comics. So I bought this Scott Young cover, and I bought another one of the Marvel Point 1 for $1. So that is 30% up. Yeah. But if you deduct the fees, it's not worth selling here. Before that, I bought a 355 mint of this secret rare here. So this was the latest secret rare I bought. And between this Extreme Venomverse and this Captain America, I bought like 60 comics that are not here for whatever reason. So from the VeVe Comics side, right? So yes, I'm still buying here and there. And I think the biggest problem is what I really want from Stacker is that they have all of the collectibles here, because I have, if I go into my account on the VeVe side, then I have, you see it here, then I have 536 comics, or 537. And so that means there's 66, 67 comics left, not in here, which also means that my vault value is not what it should be. Like, it should be 7.2k or so, right? So a little bit annoying to not have all of that in here. Let's see if we can let's look at some. So what I want to find is comic, and then secret rare, and then cheap, right? And then we'll see. So actually, oh, okay, so this is interesting, right? Wow, that one secret rare just disappeared. Yeah, there was one more. So the addiction secret rare is the cheapest, and then the Nova, which is interesting because they are not like the high scarcity. It's just interesting that they are cheap. I mean, the addiction I can imagine because it's just nothing behind it, like IP wise. But it's interesting that the Obi-Wan is still at 23 gems, whereas like half of the scarcity is also at this price point. But it seems to be that the 25 more or less floor for most secret rares hold true. This year I have this one. I bought this for way higher. Maybe I buy a second one of these Spider-Man comics here. So I'm still looking at some of these things. To accumulate once they are going lower than my entry on those secret rares. I think there's this, and this is now a pure game on whether you think this market comes back or not, right? So Duck and Cover says reporting for duty, yeah. So I mean, there are people out there that think that this market will not come back, and that is fine, right? And if it doesn't come back, well, problem, right? But I think it will. I think they will have to bring somewhat like a crypto integration. But I think there are a lot of secret rare comics that I don't have, or that I already have, but I want a second one of those here. And then what we can do is we can go with the quantity, like sort for quantity, and then we can look a little bit around at the 40 edition ones. So what we see here now is that they are kind of sorted from the highest to the lowest, so we can just go low here, and let's just see what the cheapest 40 edition secret rares are. So the cheapest one is the Magneto secret rare for 120, and this is where I say, okay, maybe this will take a development where these dip a little bit lower, but we see here really, okay, what can you get a 40 edition one for? And then also we have this Avenging Spider-Man thing with 50. So these are, I think this is when they increased a little bit of the sizes here. So we have a lot of these with higher edition numbers now for the secret rare, and that's where also the prices are lower. Interesting. So I would say that in comparison, oh, by the way, why don't you say anything? You cannot see the edition sizes on the left. Where do I put myself? What doesn't make sense here? Maybe. So you see this, right? So this is, if you go on Stacker, this is the problem. Probably Stacker doesn't have all of them, or at least they don't have my transactions. So you might miss some. Let's see if they have oh yeah, they have the. So I want this one. I want this comic here, the secret rare, for example, but this is too expensive for me to get it. If it was at 100, I'd buy it. But I'm probably not the only one that wants this, right? So I'm looking for specifically comics that that are of a popular line, like the Miles Morales ones from the newer ones, and then I want to have the secret rares of those. That is definitely what I want to look for. Okay, let's put this here. So, yeah. So definitely that. Okay, but let's move on. We can come back to this, but let's move on a little bit. There's still some news to talk about. Mewtwo asks, how liquid do you think these comics are? I'm mostly buying liquid collectibles which have a huge fan base. I haven't quite committed yet to the comic side, but 40 edition sounds very tempting. I think they are not very liquid at the moment, but I think in a bull run. So I've seen the last bull run. I've been here in the last bull run on VeVe, and things were very, very liquid then. So whatever you listed at floor price in the bull run didn't take long to sell. There was a lot of buying and selling going on at that time, and I think depending on. So now you would say, oh yeah, who would buy the top on VeVe? Well, you don't know when there is the top, and there would be always people that come in and they see the potential and they will buy these collectibles also at double and 10x the price. So once in a bull market, 40 editions will be crazy. I mean, we saw before what happened to 40 edition comics, and I mean, even if the market is flooded, for this specific cover, there's only 40, and if there are 50 people that want this cover and they have a lot of money, then this price will go up, right? Mewtwo says, you're right. I mean, I bought a bunch of secret rare comics at 500, got completely wrecked. Yes, exactly. So, and then the question is, you bought them with a 600 edition. Now, there is no all-time high yet for these comics. So this is like, for me, this is like altcoins. But you have to give it time, because as we saw in the stream yesterday, the bull market for VeVe will only start when we are already in altcoin season. Duck and Cover says, I miss the old days when every time you refresh the page, it changed. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Mewtwo says, but yes, the market will become more liquid in a bull market for sure. Yes, if VeVe manages to get into the narrative, I would say this is the premise. VeVe has to get into the narrative, and they have to have options for liquidity to come into their market from the crypto side. Because if they exclude Web3 and crypto, where does the money come from? Yeah. I mean, yes, I understand that you want organic growth, but you also want to make huge money on fees. I mean, we saw this, right? And it doesn't even matter. I mean, the moment that collectibles go up in price and you can increase edition sizes to be able to service everyone, and there will be bots again. There will be, the moment that you can make money in this market, there will be bots again, and then they will increase the size because the bots will buy, and this is good. This is fine for VeVe, right? So Duck and Cover says, no matter who you are, if you were in those days, you definitely got wrecked on something. Yeah, absolutely. And you have to see that the all-time highs of those days are not the true dollar value all-time highs from the perspective of the gem value. They are true dollar all-time highs only if you took profit and cashed out the gems. But at that time, there was a black market of gems going on where whales bought gems for 25 cents. So in terms of dollar at the time, those whales bought at all-time highs, but it was only a fourth of the dollar value that they spent. So that person that sold their gems to whales in this black market, they did sell at 25%, at only 25% of the value. So that means that these people cashed out 25 cents on the gem, and the whales got the gems for 25 cents. And the only people that got wrecked were the people that bought at these prices with money cashed into VeVe in the normal way. So spent $1 for one gem and then bought for that, and now are sitting on that, right? So you have to see that all these highs that we are seeing there, they were driven kind of like currency debasement by gem fraud, credit card fraud, and these whale actions, right? So, and people cashing out, draining market from draining liquidity, right? So everyone who was there, you cannot take those all-time highs for like, oh, we go back there, because we will not have the same gem inflation. On the other hand, hopefully we get more money into VeVe than we've ever seen before, and for that we need crypto cash in, I would say. Or interoperability to marketplaces where you can sell those collectibles for crypto. And then we'll see, will Stacker become one of those marketplaces? Who knows, maybe. Would be interesting, right? Let's look at the stats from 2 days ago. So Stacker always puts out some stats here for a couple of days ago. So the total US dollar value on that day was $72,000. The biggest transaction was $2,500, which is also pretty good. There were 6 transactions total over 1,000, and mints from the VeVe store were 1,805. So slow days. And for that, there is a little bit of a discussion here. I found this from VeVe Meister. I think it's interesting to read the comments just to see where we are in the market, because he put some of these things together. Like you see here, $4,000 transactions, 130K, $300,000 sold to a couple of days ago, $55,000, and now $72,000. And yeah, and then we see here the comments. So let's see. Let's see here first. 2,000 active wallets is far from the 2 million they were bragging about. That is true, but that was also bull market and bot times. And 2,000 active wallets is daily active, right? So what we can do is we compare this to I don't know if we can find the let's Google for that. Daily active users, Palm. What is that? What is that? Is that Palm candy, or what is that? What is that called? Users. What is it? What is it? Can someone help out? What is that app called that DC Comics are on? Is that Palm NFT? I don't know if there are, how many active NFT users are there? 10 million in the bull run. Okay, I don't know, but I'm just trying to find. Okay, daily active users. Let's take daily active users Decentraland. Let's see if they have a quick number here. In one incident, so this is not the current. State of Decentraland Q1, right? So it's interesting. I didn't look that up before. I should look that up, but Dapper Radar reported significantly lower with 38 active users in 24 hours. In Q1 2023 was that, though. That was in the bear market. So there's no... Maybe we can find... maybe we can look at Dapper Radar. There we go. Let's see. Do we find anything here? Let's see what they report for. Is HRO still a thing? There we go. Down here, collections, HRO. Let's see if we find anything here. If not, I'm going to look that up. Okay, so yeah, look at that. For example, HRO has a 24-hour trading volume of 2.98K. I mean, if you look at VeVe, and value transacted, you're like what, like 50 times higher or so. 10 traders, 4 sellers, 6 buyers. I mean, yeah, Candy, let's see, Candy, is that here? Candy Store? No, Candy Digital. That's not it. Is that here on the depot radar? Candy. Is that, no, that's not that, right? NFTs, Candy Collective Pass, but that's, oh, maybe it's this here, right? Candy Collective? Probably not. I don't know, is Sandbox here? Sandbox Games. So it's under Games on the Parada. That's only the transactions, right? The NFT transactions, but it's like 114 transactions, 11,000 volume. Not too bad, right? So yeah, they are still low, but I mean, but I think VeVe. Let's see what VeVe shows here, though. Let's see what VeVe shows. Oh, actually, they don't have stats on VeVe anymore. Maybe they cannot get them. Yeah. NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shots has an increase. They have actually close to VeVe's stats at 2K traders, of which these are sellers and buyers, almost 1,000 each. And the $50,000, yeah, they're comparable. NFT Top Shots is comparable to VeVe's stats at the moment. So yeah, that definitely. Yeah, Dakika says, wow, those are shocking numbers, didn't hear. But yeah, I mean, this is what Deparator says, right? I mean, let's see here, statistics, price activity. I don't know, and these are only the NFT transactions, right? I don't know why this doesn't load. But I would say, yeah, flow to the moon, right? And they are about to lose the NBA license. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is not good, obviously, because you need some players in the market, right? You cannot just say, oh yeah, VeVe gets everything and then there's no one left. I think it's not good if these projects all die, because it will just make people more hesitant to is there any other stats? No. It will make people more hesitant to get into these collectibles, right? Why? I mean, if you lost money on NBA Top Shot, on Recur, and so on, why would you ever go back into this market, right? So rare. Oh, so rare, but so rare is a marketplace, right? No? Oh, I said, was that rare? No, that was Rareables. So rare. Okay, let's see. So rare has a lot more. Is 123k, 5,000.1k traders. So rare is actually the best of all that we've seen here. Yeah, they're doing way better than NBA Top Shots, according to Deparator. Yeah, so interesting. Let's see what do we have here. So we can look at the best collections. Traders. So let's sort by the most traders. Let's see what happens if we do that. So rare is actually the biggest, and then Axie Infinity. Oh, look at that. So if we would put VeVe with the actual stats from Stacker in here, we would be in the top 5. We would be in the top 5. Look at that. Okay, so so first of all, in terms of traders, we would be in the top 5. And in terms of sales, we would be number 1. Look at that. I mean, the sales are on drop days or so, or I don't know, maybe this is only secondary market. And again, as a disclaimer, if someone wants to rip this apart, it's just an unprepared analysis, just looking at depot radar and just drawing conclusions here, right? But we have here Gods Unchained actually has 2.7k traders. Let's see what's below here though. If we have like an average of 2k daily active users, then we're a little bit better than NBA Top Shots. That's on Flow. And then we have Punk Abheben and Uncharted Box and Robots, Open Soul Map. So a lot of Solanas are here now, but they are all smaller. So I say this is also expression of, hey, the entire market is just not back. Yeah. Duck and Cover says, booking my tickets to Amsterdam for the London Police Gallery opening. Oh yeah, nice. I remember that when we first talked, Duck and Cover, was when you were waiting in the London Police line to get your drop. Yeah, so that is awesome. But okay, we see that, right? We see all of this on Depot Radar, and I'd say I don't know how good the stats are on Depot Radar, but I would say just from that, we're kind of in the tops for users, right? For traders on the secondary. Okay. So, and then there was this critique here. If the VeVe team community managers don't do anything about this, it's obvious VeVe will not grow as a platform. 90% negative comments on the post. Come on, what would they do? Like block people? I mean, negative feedback on the Venomized drop is probably just justified by, hey, it's too expensive, right? So yeah. So here's the drop, and long story short, these look good in my opinion. Like the Iron Man looks great, the Blob looks great, everything looks great. But the problem is it's very expensive to get those. So for me, if I want one of these, I just wait until they appear on the market, because they're going to be probably cheaper on the market than actually crafting. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't craft, because I mean there's always the chance to get the like super low number, but here we see like there are 2,000 of each left, so you will be probably able to easily craft some of these, and I think there will be people that have no problem in crafting these. Just doing that quickly because we are already, again, I talked for more than an hour. But yeah, that's basically it. So there's all, like, overall, if you want to craft everything and have everything, like getting to this end carnage, you spend like $190 or so. So that's way too much. Mark D says, do what I say or VeVe will not grow as a platform. Lol, people are such a trip. Yep, exactly. So that is definitely happening, and I think this is bear market fear, because as we said, again, VeVe is still in the bear market together with all of the other projects that we just saw on Depot Radar. But yeah, I think that's the take for today, right? I mean, and what do we know from Bitcoin? If you believe that this market will come back, then probably there's no better time for buying than the bear market bottom. Patrick says, still waiting for Pokemon. New Plan says, you see news about Candy NFTs? Oh yeah, right. So actually, yeah, Candy, we can talk this quickly. Candy NFT, let's put it just in here for, let me see. So Candy NFT, they brought out that you can self-custody the NFTs, right? Where is this stuff? Maybe probably easier to look at in my own timeline. Um, is there Candy NFT? Is there like what's their Twitter page? I saw this, but I didn't open this up for this stream. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where I can find this now in just a second. So yeah, no idea, guys. No idea. But that's the bottom line. They're interoperable, and that's good. That's good. And if Candy does good, I think we're all fine, because this market needs some participants that are doing actually well. But I can't hear it anymore. Like this and that is the death of VeVe. We will have to wait and see if they can pull it off to become to get into the big narrative once again. Rob's right. I think no utility, no interest. Absolutely. Mewtwo says, remember that the utility comes as soon as Weverse releases. We are investing in an asset class which relies on an experience, and don't overestimate the utility. It's about the narrative, and the utility is bringing narrative, but without a narrative in the entire space and something crazy, something big that attracts to the space, like the Bored Apes did before, there will not be a massive bull run. We need the entire NFT market to get much attention, and that only happens when the first NFT projects again sell for like hundreds of 40, 50, 60 ETH, depending on the ETH price. Then at Candy Digital. Okay, at Candy Digital. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Candy Digital. Yeah, so have they brought it out? Have they brought this? DC3's Power Pack Drop. Okay. But they did launch this still, right? With the interoperability. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, they have the bat cowls and everything, right? I don't know. Don't they have like a press release or something like that? I don't know. Like, where's this? Where's this? Maybe they replied to this. But anyways, at PressWeb3 has the notice about Candy. Okay, at PressWeb3. There you go. Okay, just to cover that as well. Okay, there we go. Is that, yeah? Okay, so we found here. We founded Candy Digital to help communities connect with their passions. Our goal is to give fans the tool to tell and own their stories. Self-custody is key to our mission. Today we are in the process of developing a self-custody solution, allowing you to transfer your digital assets from the Candy Digital platform directly to your personal wallet. To ensure the highest quality and functionality of this new feature, we will be inviting community members to participate in beta testing, which we anticipate to be in early Q3. Okay, so first of all, it's not interoperable yet. Secondly, it will be beta testing in Q3. Why? Because that's where you expect Altcoin bull run. And why? Because that's only where they expect that they themselves will get attention. Good, right? So that is the focus, right? So again, I think that all of these NFT projects that are looking in the future, and I think this is great. This is really great, because if they do a move like this and this works, hopefully we kind of can get something like that for VeVe as well. I mean, not that it makes a huge difference for me, but for many people it makes a huge difference to put this stuff on a ledger or whatever, right? So this phase is crucial for us to gather feedback and make necessary adjustments. Stay tuned for details and how you can participate in the beta. Okay, I think that's great. Has anyone heard anything about that community feedback thing we signed up for? No idea. Guys, I have to jump now. Hamster wheel is calling. So guys, make sure to smash up the like button, please, for me, for this stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and wherever you are on the world, have a great morning, evening, day, night, or